Here we go, checking the streams out, making sure everything is running like it should. Oh, man. What a night, what a night. What a very good night. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Hope you guys on Periscope are listening in, and that would be on the Twitters. Know that we will be starting in the next 4 to 5 minutes. Not 45, but 4 to 5 minutes. And if you'd like to help us as we go through with everything that happens throughout our show, you can go to our website at doaeshow.com. And when you go there, you can look at all the articles that we have going on. We have a couple of thought contributors, as well as all of our shows, both on YouTube that we have and the stream that goes through, right there on our homepage, or you can go to our Stories tab. Or you could be so nice and so kind, and if you go over to the sidebar on the homepage, you will see that there is a donate button. And if you click on that donate button, there are multiple different options that you can choose from ranging from $1 to $15. And when you choose those and take care of those for us, it's a month-to-month subscription, and it will help us out greatly. Plus, you get swag. And who doesn't love swag? I do. I like swag. I have it. Checking on the phones here. Oh, 3 minutes left. Good times. Gotta wonder, how many of you guys are actually listening right now? I don't know, but I kind of want to know. If you're out there and you're listening, let me know. Either by tweet, or you can go to the YouTube page, which you can see right now. But I see nobody on the YouTubes. That's okay. You guys usually show the YouTubes later. YouTube love comes later than today. If you find us, you can also find us on Facebook at DOA Show. Our Defenders of American Exceptionalism, doashow.com, or facebook.com/DOA Show. You can go to Twitter at DOA Show. You can go to patreon.com/DOA Show. That is another way that you can help donate and everything else. Let's see. Ooh, 2 minutes left. Look at that. We are on the road here. Everything looks good. Sound check comes out clean. Looks like we are going to go. I'm going to hit radio silence.
You're listening to the Lanterns Radio Network. We are the network dedicated to empowering the individual, illuminating the truth, defending American exceptionalism, and inspiring future generations. Stay connected and get involved at Lanterns.buzz for great radio. Get commentary and news of the day. Lanterns.buzz.
Common sense, comedy, and freedom. You found the Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, Dylan is dealing with a couple things behind the scenes, and he will be in shortly. This is Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. I am Steven. Dylan is on his way. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Obviously, I would like Dylan to be here for a moment, but that's okay. First off, we have a couple of things we're going to dive into, which is a 10th congressional district seat in Virginia. Everybody loves that guy, apparently. By that, I mean hates him. And, yes, Dylan's chair. Hashtag Dylan's chair. I said it there on purpose because he's not here. What a wonderful, wonderful Saturday and a way to start. You know, it is great. By the way, if you guys need to, you can go. Yes, I got a new haircut. Good look on there, Bradley. If you guys go to our website at doaeshow.com, you can find all of our live streams. You can also find backups from YouTube and also Spreaker. You can also find all of our stories and new content that's coming out. And if you keep an eye out, you'll be seeing a whole bunch more. We'll be announcing things as they come out, but you'll see. And it'll be wonderful. By the way, if you go to the side column on the website, you will also see a donate button. And on that donate button, if you go and you click it, there are multiple options, anywhere from $1 to $15. And any donation that you make will be accompanied by some swag. Some get more, some get less, but it all has swag, and it all helps us out. Makes it so that we can keep on the radio, keep our time going, so that you guys get more and more content continually. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be. Thank you. I like it too. Anyway, so let me just kind of jump in here. Apparently, like I said, Dylan's working with some stuff behind the scenes. So something that I really, really, really got bothered by, other than the fact that there's a commercial running on this page, which is not cool. But one of the things that I really, really disliked about this was a congressional district in Canada, sorry, not Canada, but in Virginia. He's a known pedophile. Apparently Nathan Larson, a 37-year-old accountant from Charlottesville. Oh, wow, Charlottesville. Probably not the best place to be from, especially if you're running for any seat. He's running as an independent, which is really awkward because he calls himself a libertarian. And as a libertarian, he's not. Okay? Let's just put it this way. He's using his libertarian nature to say that the reason why he does things like pedophilia and talk about pedophilia and also set up websites about pedophilia so that other people can talk about pedophilia, and also websites about beating his wife so other people could talk about beating their wives. He says that's a free speech issue. I can't follow him there. I can't. That's a step too far for me. So not only is this man a pedophile, but he beats and raped his late ex-wife. So much so that after leaving him and making sure that she had custody of their daughter, she then turned over all of her custody to her parents because she was in such a bad state mentally and physically that she had to turn her kid over to her parents so that he wouldn't get a hold of them And then she committed suicide. Yeah. Let me just let that sink in for a second. She committed suicide because of the constant abuse and rape that she went through, and she couldn't handle it. This man is now remarried. So far, nothing has come about from that marriage that has been talked about, but it's really awkward. Apparently, he is completely unfazed by his by everything that he does. His platform is known as he calls itself a quasi neo-reactionary libertarian movement. He includes protecting gun ownership, establishing free trade, and protecting benevolent white supremacy. Benevolent white supremacy. No, just no. No. So he is a white supremacist. In a manifesto, Larson called Nazi leader Adolf Hitler a white supremacist hero. He urged Congress to repeal the Violence Against Women's Act, adding, "We need to switch to a system that classifies women as property, initially of their fathers and later of their husbands." He also showed sympathy for men who identified as involuntary celibates, which was one of his websites, or incels, suggesting it's unfair that they are forced to pay taxes for school, welfare, and other support for other men's children. Okay, so there's no actual thing as benevolent white supremacy, Erica. That's just something that he came up with, and it's incredibly wrong. So this man is a white supremacist, neo-Nazi, wife beater, pedophile, and he decides to run as an independent. Anybody else got a bell? I need a. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You should be. First off, you should be in jail for beating your wife and raping her. Secondly, a man who even thinks of pedophilia, or a woman. Well, a man, because you can't do this to a woman. A man who even thinks of pedophilia should be castrated. If he thinks that that is a good way to go, he should be castrated. Because you can't. Children do not have the same sort of mindset. They do not have the understanding and the moral, that they don't have the cognitive ability. That part of their brain to actually process what's going on hasn't even settled. And won't settle till actually about the age of 23, if I remember right. But what you're doing is corrupting an actual innocence. It's... How do you live with yourself when you think that that's okay? How do you live with what you do on a daily basis and what you think about? Now, all of this man's, he had a whole bunch of websites and everything else. They've all been shut down. But at the same point in time, he should be in jail. He should be in jail for nothing less than the beating of his wife. And he should be castrated, in my personal opinion, for the thought that he had of having sex with children. No less. No less than that. It is not justifiable. going on with the story. So until his websites were pulled down, Larson's site, nathania.org, was a wiki page which details about his latest candidacies, featuring posts titled, "A man should be allowed to choke his wife to death as punishment for cutting her hair short without permission, or acts of gross insubordination. Advantages of father-daughter incest, and the justifiability of incels kidnapping a girl and keeping her as his rape slave for sex and baby making." This man is running. He is in the race. And nobody has said anything about it until now. How did he get past everything? How did this man get to the point of being in the political process? I thought they did background checks. I thought people actually looked into who puts their name on the ballot. Oh, you'll like this. In a 3,000-word essay called "Let's Define What Rape Is," Larson wrote, "Women are objects, to be taken care of by men like any other property, and for powerful men to insert themselves into as it pleases them, and as they believe will be in women's own interest. In most cases, their interests are aligned as long as the man is strong. Female sex slaves actually get a much better deal than animals because in most cases, they are allowed to reproduce, unlike animals raised for meat and companionship." When asked what his constituents would think about his pedophilic writings, he said, "People are open-minded." People are open-minded. The National Association of Man-Boy Love. We have one. There is a National Association of Man-Boy Love. What? Because of that, and because of so many other things, this man is somehow still in the race for the 10th Congressional District of Virginia. Somebody please do us all a favor. Arrest this man. He is obviously deranged. Obviously. And yet, nobody does a thing about it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And it makes me very upset. I'm going to collect my thoughts. I'm probably going to prolong the commercial break for just a minute, but we will be back, hopefully both of us. If not, hashtag Dylan's chair, so that he understands. See you guys on the other side of the break.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-368-9108. That's 800-368-9108. Again, 800-368-9108.
According to a 2017 Gallup poll, 85% of Americans hate their jobs. 85%. And most of those people will continue to hate their jobs over something as simple as updating and formatting their resume. Let Nicole's Resume Renewal Service help you gain a leg up in an already competitive job market. Please go to www.facebook.com/Nicole's Resume Renewal Service and relieve yourself of the worry of an outdated resume. Use the promo code DEFENDERS and receive $10 off your order of a resume cover letter package. That's www.facebook.com/Nicole's Resume Renewal Service. Don't be part of that 85%. Log on today at www.facebook.com/Nicole's Resume Renewal Service and use the promo code DEFENDERS for $10 off.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp. Get started with your idea. Call for free information.
Call 1-800-352-4158. That's 1-800-352-4158.
And I'm back. Still Dylanless. But you guys are listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. Ho! So, I see by the comments and the thread going on that you guys love that. That was great, wasn't it? That was wonderful. It was good times. And it's not going to get better. I just want to... It's not. So we go from true toxic masculinity to a course on toxic masculinity. Apparently, professors call for toxic masculinity training in children as young as kindergarten age. You see, there was a professor in the University of Wisconsin who's calling for K-12 schools to create a program to combat toxic masculinity from kindergarten all the way through high school. The great point about that is there's a college course for them to go to after they're done if you go to the University of Texas. We're not going to go there right now. Anyway, so on Thursday, Campus Reform reported that the professor, Kathleen Elliott, said that it's imperative for elementary school teachers to recognize, reject, and challenge simplified toxic masculinity in children as young as kindergarten age. Elliott argues that by integrating collegiate men's programs, which, according to the Campus Reform, are programs that typically probe participants to reflect on the ramifications of masculinity, putting that into the K-12 program schools could help eradicate it altogether, because apparently toxic masculinity is a major issue. According to tolerance.org, this is how they define it. Toxic masculinity is a narrow and repressive description of manhood, designating manhood as defined by violence, sex, status, and aggression. It's the cultural idea of manliness where strength is everything, while emotions are weakness. Where sex and brutality are yardsticks by which men are measured, while supposedly feminine traits, which can range from emotional vulnerability to simply not being hypersexual, are the means by which your status as a man can be taken away. Now, I do want to stop here because you guys are actually posting some good stuff. Yes, toxic probing. They are probing many, many, many people. Miley Cyrus? Yeah, she would basically be toxic femininity, but not in the way that you're thinking. She is just a hypersexual woman. Technically, she is toxic masculinity in feminine form, which is kind of gross. It's nasty in how they view it. But let me... so, I never understood this idea of toxic masculinity, mainly because that's not how I grew up. Just to give you guys a background, I have 4 older sisters, technically. 3 of them through blood, and 1 was adopted. I'm the youngest. I didn't have this toxic masculinity, but I was taught by my father how to be a man. How to be a man of good rapport. Also, how to be a man that knows how to tell a good joke every now and again, and sometimes a dirty joke. But that's beside the point. The idea of toxic anything is really just saying that you're going to take it to its highest extreme. So if you're going to take femininity to its highest extreme, it would become toxic, mainly because that poisons all of the women out there. It poisons the idea of all of these women that call themselves feminist, that actually want just equality. Toxic femininity is what poisons it. It's what causes this. It's what pushes this idea of toxic masculinity. No man that I know of thinks the ideal manliness is a man that knows no emotion, is a man that is brutal and just sexually charged all day. We don't measure ourselves by that. We do compete. And yes, physical attributes are a thing, but some of us aren't completely physical. I'm more of a vocal person, as you can tell. It's not this hypersexual or invulnerable ability. A man isn't the type of person that we don't judge each other by this, and we don't say that a man is weak because, well, he doesn't get any. You're not weak because I'm sorry, that's not. Yeah, we talk about this stuff, but we don't. That's not what we go through. We don't share emotionally. Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes we're a bit stoic. Ooh, big deal. We're a bit stoic. That doesn't mean we're toxic. We have trouble expressing. Some of us, anyway. Me included. A lot. I have trouble expressing. Feelings, anyway. I can express this crap all day long. But anyway, men and women are different. Men and women are different. There's no way that we can make a homogeneous man-woman and it be something that people would want to be, first off. That's not a real idea. Everybody, no matter what, even if a person is transitioning, let's go there, because that's where this would really head. So you go to a person who's transitioning, either male to female or female to male. What are they transitioning to? They're transitioning to a stereotype of what they believe is that. What they believe society says is that. So that means there are differences. There have to be differences. Unless you're gay, a man is not really attracted to another man. We don't like the fact that we're all hairy all over our bodies. At least I don't. That's not attractive to me. We don't like that in most cases. Physical attraction is a very, very small portion of what we do. We are very visual, though. We are very scent-oriented. We're very big on things that we can express with our five senses and our ability and our physicality. We are very, very adamant about doing things in those ways. We like to build. We like to make. We like to invent. We like to see. We like to have vision. And without vision, without understanding, without a basis, without a baseline of who everybody is. And Brian, don't use my name in that. That's not cool. Without a baseline of parameters where people can go, converse, and be with each other and have an expectation of how to act and how to be able to act around other people, all society is going to break loose. The reason why you have so many issues going on today is because we have a generation of people that literally do not know how to communicate. They don't know how to communicate with each other. They don't know how to relate to somebody without being a soy boy. Oh, I have to be soft. I have to be malleable. No, you don't have to be malleable. Unless you're talking about malleable to a higher power. You don't have to be malleable to society. You see, to me, the only person, the only entity that I try to be malleable towards is the will of God. And you know what? This idea of toxic masculinity, it doesn't fit. It doesn't flow well. It doesn't jive with that idea. In fact, it actually spits in the eye of being a man of God. Because if you go to this and you actually look at these guys and you go through this program, they're not talking about, making yourself less brutal, less violent. What they're talking about is, oh yeah, I go hiking every week, but you know what? Sometimes I like to wear a dress. Sometimes Mrs. Doubtfire just takes over. Sometimes I like to do my nails. No, that's not what this is about. To be a man, to be masculine, is not about what you physically do, although that is a great idea. That is a great starting point because we are explicitly physical beings. And what they're talking about here, the aspect of toxic masculinity such as physical strength and dominance and a heterosexual prowess. No. We don't. It is in our genetics to lead. It is in our genetics as men to be physically stronger than women of comparable size. There is no doubt there. We have different chemicals running through our body. We can't stop that without actually taking some sort of genetic blocker. We have to have a blocker to stop our body's natural processes. And you wonder why. You have these men, quote, men, these boys, going through life, drinking their soy lattes, going through life, never actually doing anything, sitting at a computer, playing video games all day, expressing out the masculinity and the things in a toxic way, the only way they know how, via video games and trash talk. And then coming out into society like, oh no, I don't ever do that. Yes, let me sit here and I'm just going to listen to you talk for like 2 hours. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Yes, I'll listen to you talk. But you know what? Don't talk if you don't want me to also reply. If you present a man with a problem, that is a problem. And 90% of genetic men will automatically think of a solution. It may be wrong. It may be hasty, but he'll think of a solution. And then he'll tell you. And that's toxic. That's toxic masculinity. I wonder. Mansplaining is toxic masculinity. Doing anything that is regularly considered sports related is toxic masculinity. Exactly, Erica. We're problem solvers. That's what we do. That's what we're driven to do. That's what our bodies, our minds, our entire genetic structure wants us to do. And the only way that we can actually be true to ourselves and be true to what happens around us and be true to God is to be that for us, for the world. And the reason why you see so many problems, so many issues around this world is because we don't have anybody standing up. We don't have a man or a bunch of men that are actually standing up, doing their job as men and taking their roles, taking their ideas and putting them to action to correct the problems that they see. Instead, they've allowed the feminist movement to turn them into women. Women of the worst sort. Women of the stereotypical sort. Turn them into pansies. And yet we have to hear about it. And every time a man expresses himself in a normal way, as a man. You like that voice crack there? That was good. When a man expresses himself as a man, suddenly, he's the violent one. He's the troublemaker. We'll see you on the flip side. Be back in just a minute.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-249-8901 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-249-8901. Again, 800-249-8901.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly one business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-750-5371. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now, 877-750-5371. That's 877-750-5371.
And we're back. By we, I mean me. This is DOA Show, Defenders of American Exceptionalism. You can find us on Facebook, where most of you are actually pretty active right now. Love you guys. Awesome stuff. Love to see it constant on the feed. At DOA Show. You can also find us on Twitter at DOA Show. You can go to youtube.com/DOA Show, or you can go to our website, doashow.com. We try to make it simple because we are simple people. A couple of cleanup things going on. Just so Lance knows, got the haircut. Don't you like it? I'm waiting to be a stunt double for the new Top Gun. It'd be nice. Call me. Anyway. Hey, do you guys like all most of the things that have been going on with President Trump? He's done a lot of good things recently. Couple of bad by policy things is what I really mean. Policy-wise, Trump has been pretty on point. And that's coming from a guy that didn't vote for him. So, I mean, you got to say, he's been doing pretty well. He's been doing pretty well. We were really close on the idea of Kim, and now we had another Kim summit with Kim. Haha, that's a cute joke. No, it's not. The Trump-Kim summit. No, that's not cute. Anyway, that was a bad move. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have had Kardashians in there. Yeah. I mean, I hope. And when I do get onto the set, I will make sure that you guys get in there. Make sure you guys get in there. It'll be good times. A couple other things that he's done recently is he's been giving a lot of pardons out. Some of them I do not agree with, like Joe Arpaio. Probably shouldn't have pardoned him. I don't like him that much. But then again, whatever. That's okay. He was a supporter. But one of the things that he did is he pardoned Dinesh D'Souza, which is good because all he fell prey to was a stupid finance law that has never been prosecuted until him. Never. ever, ever. And the only real reason why he was prosecuted was because he decided to do a documentary on the Obamas to tell the truth about them. And the moment that he did, he then also gave a whole bunch of money to a person via paying off the people who gave money to her. Anyway, so funny thing about that is New York attorney generals want to prosecute people twice for the same crime, which is a violation of the Constitution. Isn't that crazy? So the New York State Attorney General, Barbara Underwood, which surprisingly I get the name for. That's good times. That's, you know, anybody else catch the name? Underwood? Anyway, wants Americans pardoned by the president to face additional criminal prosecutions in her state and seeing endorsement, a seeming endorsement to violate the Constitution's moratorium on double jeopardy. You see, double jeopardy is an issue where you cannot be charged for the same crime of the exact same time in the time period more than once. It makes sense. You did the time, you were charged, you did the time, you should be done. Well, Underwood released a statement on Friday calling for New York lawmakers to close the state's double jeopardy loopholes. Her demands came after President Donald Trump pardoned Dinesh D'Souza. So what'd she say? This is fun. Let's get to it. So, President Trump's latest pardon makes clear her willingness to use pardon power to thwart. Wow, not too many people use that word anymore. The cause of justice rather than advance it by pardoning Dinesh D'Souza, a man who had no prior anythings and literally has been like squeaky clean until that one issue, which was a finance issue and really shouldn't have been an issue in the first place, because people should be able to give as much money as they want to people that they support. That shouldn't be an issue. But apparently you can't as individuals. So President Trump is undermining the rule of law by pardoning a political supporter who is an unapologetic convicted felon. See, the thing is, he's not a convicted felon anymore because he's been pardoned. And he also served his entire time. He served a sentence. You know, being a felon is not good for anybody. But being a felon for a stupid reason, for a stupid law that should never have been passed, yeah, I'm sorry. The president has the ability to pardon. And every president has pardoned people that that people don't think deserve pardoning. Our last president did a whole mess of that on his last day. Trump just decided to do it now. So, first it was Sheriff Joe Arpaio, then it was Scooter Libby, now it's Dinesh D'Souza. We can't afford to see who will be next. Lawmakers will act now to close New York's double jeopardy loophole and ensure that anyone who evades federal justice by virtue of political expedient pardon can be held accountable if they violate New York law. Well, hold on a second. I want to kind of get grounds on this. So what this person is saying is they would like to put Dinesh D'Souza, Joe Arpaio, and Scooter Libby back on trial for something that they either, in Dinesh D'Souza's case, served time for completely, finished his term, finished his sentence, did the entire deal, paid back money, the whole deal. And the only reason why Dinesh D'Souza is getting a pardon, yeah, it's probably because it's a political issue. And it's probably because Trump really likes him. Because he shines a light of truth on what the Obamas did and what's actually going on in current politics. So, with Dinesh D'Souza, that would be terribly, terribly ungrateful of them. It would be horrible for them to do what they're doing. But so Underwood goes on. She wants us to urge lawmakers to pass a bill endorsed by, New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. You guys remember him. He was disgraced, which would allow New York State prosecutors to prosecute people under New York statute for parallel federal crimes pardoned by the president. So this is specific wording. If the president decides to pardon somebody for a crime, we will then prosecute them again. That's basically what this is saying. This would close the loophole and ensure that individuals who broke New York state law could not evade accountability for state crimes as a result of strategically timed pardons by the president. I wonder if they would actually use this against a person who was a Democrat. Because if you're in New York, you're a Democrat. New York law currently forbids additional prosecution for crimes already prosecuted at the federal level, a reflection of the U.S. Constitution's Fifth Amendment prohibition on double jeopardy. Wait. So New York law says that they can't do this. So they're trying to push legislation to turn their law over. But even if New York lawmakers approve such a law, the state would almost certainly be at odds with the Supreme Court because of the 1969 case, Benton versus Maryland, that the Fifth Amendment double jeopardy clause applies to the states, regardless of whether or not that state allows double jeopardy. So what they'd have to do, if they wanted to actually prosecute somebody, they would have to literally go through the entire process and try to find a way to prosecute these people without... They would have to prosecute these people for a separate crime that is a state-level crime. And if they did that, then they could potentially get away with this. I mean, that's crazy. You're saying that you, as a state, are going to take a crime that was federally prosecuted, even if they weren't in your state. If they were pardoned, you're going to try and charge them on a state-by-state basis? No. No. That is not how this works. Let me kind of flip this a little bit here. So I want to get to something else. GOP lawmakers labeled... a GOP lawmaker who was labeled a bigot by Google day after search engine called California Republicans Nazis. So a Google search in North Carolina Republican Senator Trudy Wade on Friday was paired with a preview photo that had the word bigot written across the bottom in bold red letters. Very nice. Very nice. They decided to choose that image of her instead of, an actual image of her produced by her people. The image appeared in the, quote, knowledge panel, a search result box that appears on the right side of the screen. The panel is used to give users quick information about a certain topic. Now, Google often uses third-party information in the knowledge panel that leaves the feature open to exploitation, this being one of them, which can be dangerous in highly competitive election seasons. I don't know, maybe? So Wade's photo was linked to a 2012 blog post from an LGBT activist, Matt Comer, who was upset about Wade's support for banning same-sex marriages and civil unions. This was reported by Vice. Voters later approved the measure. So this person had a blog post, and he put the word bigot underneath her name. That's okay. Well, I get you. You call her a bigot because she doesn't want the government to support... she doesn't want North Carolina government to support same-sex marriage, which is another topic altogether. We can go into it, but we have before, and so we're going to keep it at that. But she's a bigot because she wants to legislate morality, which all legislation is legislating morality. Just on what side? Now, Wade is a Trump supporter, and she's facing re-election, battling against a Democrat, Michael Garrett, who's a marketing executive. Funny enough. Additionally, the state's district maps were redrawn for this year's elections because of several court rulings. North Carolina has been through a lot of that this year. Stupid stuff. Technically, yes, Wendy, they could sue Google if this potentially counts to her downfall. Although I don't know if it will, because I don't know how many people are actually Googling her in North Carolina. And since it's just a North Carolina race, most people are going to stick to the local lines. It's the people who don't know her and are from out of town that are really going to be Googling her, and that sort of thing. So a group called Flip NC is targeting the 27th district as one of the nation's most flippable, meaning her district. The Republicans have a supermajority in the state legislature, which is nice right now because even with our Democratic governor, they can't really, all they can do is just pass a couple things here and there, and he has to kind of vote for them, which is nice. Google issued an apology and removed the image after Vice News published a story and the photo. The internet giant wrote in a statement, "Information and images from our knowledge panels are automatically sourced from around the web. We were alerted to the issue like this. We moved quickly to fix the problem, as we did in this case." In a tweet, Google urged political candidates to get verified to select their own image, which can help to prevent this in the future. So basically, Google said, guess what? It's your fault that you're not verified, so our site had to source its images out, and we decided to choose somebody that doesn't like you, which is going to happen 90% of the time because Google is a left-wing site. That's it. Google's a left-wing site. And you want to talk about gerrymandering? How about we stop the gerrymandering of the internet? That'd be nice. I would really enjoy that. Well, we come to that time again. And I'm sad to say, hashtag Dylan's chair is highly prevalent. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Why did you do this to me, Dylan? Why? For all that is holy! I'm just joking. It's fine. Anyway, folks, you are listening to the DOA show, Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We are here Wednesday and Saturday. That may change soon. Keep an eye out. 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to our website, DOAShow.com. You can go here at Facebook page, /DOAE show. You can also go to Twitter, /DOAE show. And if you go to our website, please hit the donate button, like and share all of our stuff. We are just about to hit that 100 mark, and when we do, we will pick some winners. Good night, everybody. Be safe.